Well, good afternoon, good evening, and even good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Harry Brelsford coming to you from SMB Nation live on Bainbridge Island, just outside Seattle. And appreciate you joining the weekly webinar as we march headlong into summer. It'll be over before you know it, so we'll get out of here on time today, so you can get back to work and enjoy a little bit of summer as well. As always, a little bit of housekeeping up front. Use the questions feature to ask your questions. And then I will be all week in Austin, Texas next week at the CompTIA ChannelCon conference, and I'm pretty darn excited about that. So if you're going to the CompTIA ChannelCon conference, we have the SMB Nation booth, and I'll be there. I'll be there as a member of the press, doing a little bit of blogging and writing, and always up for a good time. Following that, in August, we have a couple of webinars on SharePoint security, as well as a real important update, a couple unannounced features and functionality from the reseller program over at GoDaddy, and how maybe you need to think about web pages and domain registration, that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that information. With that all said, today it's our good friend SureWeb. I always like to think of them as north of the border up in Canada, and they're here to talk about a very timely topic that was really top and center at Microsoft Inspire, the conference I was at just a couple of weeks ago in Washington, D.C. And it's essentially that the Cloud Advisor program is over. You need to move over to the CSP program. We're basically going to talk about that today. It's perfect timing. So I'm joined by Alex and Marie. Folks, welcome. And let's get going. Why don't you introduce yourselves, and let's jump right into the good stuff.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Alex. I'm an account manager at SureWeb, and with me I have
Marie Bélisle. I'm sales operation coordinator and taking care, among other things, many things, of the CSP transfer and how to onboard clients for partners.
And we like to say that up here in Canada, we're like the anti-Stark. We don't talk about winter. Winter is never coming because we live in it so long throughout the year that we're just going to talk about summer from now on. So be careful, all right?
That's great, Alex.
There you go.
So if you don't know who SureWeb is, we keep winning prizes all over the place from any Microsoft conference, any Cloud Summit, this and that. So you will know who we are soon. But today, what's really important, as has been said, is that the advisor program from Microsoft, which has been with us for many years, is finally over. And a lot of people were on that program, and a lot of people have to move on to the next step, but they don't know what that next step is. So what our goal is today is really to help you make a decision on what to do moving forward with all those licenses that you have that used to give you a commission and some money, but that now are just there. So our agenda for today is really to let you know exactly where they are with Microsoft and their updates, hopefully how to make money, what we do, which is how to transfer your clients easily, because no one likes a painful migration or transfers, and how to talk to your clients about this change, because clients, even though we like change because we live in the cloud, but normal people, regular clients, anything that has to do with change is met with resistance. So we want to arm you with some key talking points so that you're able to convince them more easily and get those transfers over. And of course, like all good webinars, we're going to have a question and answer portion at the end.
Absolutely, and anytime you can always write your questions. We will sometimes take them on the fly, and if not, at the end for sure. So as Alex said, to who does this presentation is for, and what is the objective again?
Well, again, it's really the main people we are targeting today is Office 365 resellers who had clients that were directly invoiced by Microsoft. When we say directly invoiced by Microsoft, it could be either the client was paying directly with their credit card, or you were paying on behalf of your client with your own credit card. But it's really anything that's directly with Microsoft. We do have programs for everyone else who has been, with Office 365, with other providers, but the main focus today really is about those who were under the advisor program with Microsoft. And we're hoping, again, to make sure that you're armed with the best information to make your next move. Who are we? We are a company that was born in the cloud in 1998. We have a little pedigree here and there to show where we come from. We're actually one of the top partners in Canada with Microsoft. We do most of our business in the States because obviously the US is a lot bigger than Canada when it comes to business. And you can read this. You can see that we've won a lot of prizes and this and that. We just want to show off a little bit. Microsoft has come out with the CSP program. You may have heard of it. Not sure exactly what it is, who you are. There's been different terms used, even changed throughout the years. It used to be direct CSP, indirect CSP, tier 1, tier 2. What's going on? It's very confusing. And as most of you who have been dealing with Microsoft for many, many years know, this is typical of Microsoft. This is how they work. As soon as you understand something, they change the whole thing again. So currently, right now, CSP means Cloud Solution Provider, and it's to be someone who can resell licenses of Office 365, Azure, Dynamics, all those products for Microsoft. SureWeb is what's called an indirect CSP, which used to be called Tier 2, which means that we can resell licenses to partners who will then sell those licenses to their end users. We don't want to deal with the direct users. We don't want to deal with the end users, your clients. We want to deal with you. Sometimes we get some calls from people saying, oh, are you my competition? We are not your competition. We are your supplier, your distributor.
And I have a question for you, Alex.
Yes?
The new partners that will come with SureWeb, can they call themselves Tier 1 Microsoft reseller?
They cannot.
Are they CSP provider after that?
They are not.
So what's the title there that they gain?
They are a number of things. They could be MSPs, they could be VARs, they could be solo mom and pop shop, working in the garage. They could be the next big thing. But they would not be by themselves called a CSP.
Okay.
They deal with a CSP, or they can become a CSP themselves. Of course, that takes a lot of effort, money, and dealing with Microsoft to do that. So we want to give people an alternative to deal with us instead of trying to become a CSP themselves.
Thank you very much.
Registering with us. We'll call you a CSP, with us, and it takes very, very little time to do so on our website. And we offer a lot of different material for you to go to market, with your clients, and to be able to maximize your sales, obviously, with Office 365, Azure, and Dynamics as well. We do offer. Go ahead, yeah. We do offer a wonderful tool called Cumulus. We think, and we'll take the Pepsi challenge with anyone, that this is the best platform out there whenever you're dealing with any products from Microsoft. Anyone that's coming from a different company that comes to SureWeb that deals with Cumulus is happy. It's a sigh of relief. It's like finally something that makes sense, that works, and that you can add, your things to as well, your little flavor as well. So it's like Legos. They're awesome. Just don't step on them.
So it helps. What's exactly the portal? The portal is for you to manage your client, and also it's the billing portal. So it's very user friendly for the partners to manage their end client.
Mm-hmm. Also, we offer free migration services. Even our competitors, whenever they advertise how they have lower prices, they do have to mention that our prices include free migration for partners. So that's something, if you have clients that want to move to Office 365 and are not yet, we can help with that, and we don't charge you a penny for that. And of course, we are Canadian. So our tech support is the best because Canadians are more polite than anyone else on earth. So we have industry-leading scores for customer satisfaction when it comes to it. Call our support, and you'll get some nice North American-based people answering you and making sure that you're satisfied with the answers before closing the ticket.
Absolutely. So, what's going on with the Microsoft Advisor program? Is there money left on the table? You know, what's going on with that? So let's have a look at the history of their program. So we can see that the arrow here represents the evolution of the time. Yes. Back in the year 2015, the Advisor program used to be interesting and lucrative, right?
Yes, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far away. You used to be able to get a lot of money from Microsoft for selling Office 365. It was a great strategy on their part, right? They're trying to gain market share. They're trying to get this brand new type of program based on a subscriber economy, which had not been done massively, with software like that. Obviously, everyone knows Netflix and is used to that kind of model, but with Microsoft, it was pretty much revolutionary. Everyone was talking about how the cloud in so many years is going to do something, but Microsoft said, okay, let's make that future now. And they started offering very good incentives and accelerators, management, anything to get people to get on board. Because of that success, as time went by, they started to drop some of those incentives, and it makes sense for them, it's just like whenever you have any type of product that gains that market share, they're going to stop giving you discounts and things like that.
Absolutely. So during the 2016, they took out significant amount of commission off the table, and such as today, the remaining is.
Well, what it was is that it was until June 30th of this year, people that had sold new licenses, they could still get a 3% from management, but then that's done. That's gone. So
that's gone now.
You're not getting anything anymore from the advisor program from Microsoft as far as incentives are concerned.
Absolutely. So now the question is, why transfer? Why now? Well, it pays, that's the third part that we can see here. Yes, it pays because it doesn't pay anymore at Microsoft. It's easy because, well, it depends with who you're going, but CSP transfer can be really easy because the end client stays hosted at Microsoft. The only thing that's going to change if you come with, for example, SureWeb or other CSP like us, it's that the billing is going to simply be transferred to us and to you or the end client. So there are really easy marketing tools to help the customer move when it's through SureWeb. We're going to see that a little bit further, but it allows you to become totally autonomous and do whatever you want with your client at the timeline that you wish to have. Mm-hmm. So, and there are also resources to help you transfer. We can do it on your behalf for free. So that's pretty good.
Because that's the thing, that's very important. Whenever we're talking about transferring, we are not talking about a migration. When we say zero customer impact, we're talking about your clients will not know that this is happening. They will not need to download anything or update anything. They won't get annoying messages or anything like that. They're not going to be impacted by this at all. We're not creating new licenses, different licenses. It's the same licenses that they've had before. We didn't even need to spend a lot of money on the graphics to explain what's going. It's just the subscription was with Microsoft. The subscription now is with SureWeb, but the Office 365 tenant is untouched. And we know the reality of our clients, which are our partners that are, again, MSPs, VARs, and this and that. Mm-hmm. They don't have time to learn, a whole new program on how it's going to work and how to transfer things and that. we understand your reality. That's why, as Marie just said, we'll do it for you. So we're pretty much just standing at your door with a silver platter saying, just give us the key, we'll take care of your whole car, it'll be back, it'll be brand new, it'll be a test life. I mean, we'll do everything for you. So again, all you need to do is to, give us a call, reach out, send us an email, and we'll explain it to you again, and we'll do it for you.
Absolutely, and it takes only 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, for us, yeah,
absolutely.
we'll do it
fast.
in 5-10 minutes, because we know how to do it. We've run into all the problems before. We have all the workarounds. We do it, all the time. And what's in it for you? Well, remember how, again, a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away, you used to make money off of this? You can get those days again. It's as if the Star Wars prequels never happened. We're going to episode 4 right away with Luke and Han, okay?
I want to see that.
You want to see that? Come with us, and you'll see that you'll be able to, make money without doing anything, which is, I think, is the American dream. I'm Canadian, so I'm not sure, but I think the American dream is making money doing nothing.
Absolutely, and zero customer impact, meaning no data loss, no downtime, totally seamless. That's good. How ShowUp can help you? So the payout, okay, there's an aggressive incentive. We're gonna have other type of partnership that are, we will see a little bit further on, but this one is pretty interesting.
Exactly. The main thing for the advisors that don't want to deal with, taking control of the billing of their clients
and the support
either they want to offload that to someone else, just exactly like it was with Microsoft before. Like Microsoft would handle the support, Microsoft would handle the billing. We're willing to take that over, and we're going to give you a commission of 15% for the first year. So it's a monthly commission that you'll keep getting for that first year, and then after that, for the lifetime of them having that product on there, 5%. As we all know, the cloud, things move fast. So what you should really focus on is that first year, 15%. Next year, well, maybe they'll need some other licenses, and we'll have a new program or this and that. But for that first year, the next 12 months coming up, you could now make money on something that you have that you're not making money off of.
And it's even better because since ShowUp's CSP Tier 2 provider, there's a big, a nice deal there that says whatever they had with Microsoft, whatever commitment they have at the moment is just canceled, and you get, the end client gets a prorated refund. So that is also very interesting for your end client to simply move. For them, it's going to be seamless, as the only thing that's going to come back is money, and then they will have to pay, but through SureWeb if you go through that type of partnership with SureWeb. So that's pretty interesting also.
Yeah, we give them a lot more options than what they used to have directly with Microsoft. It's directly superior than what they're having right now.
Yes.
There's no catch. There's no, oh, well, the downside is, no, it's just directly better. And this is what Microsoft wants. Microsoft has been pushing advisor and open license clients and this and that, 2 different programs, because they understand that companies like SureWeb can manage those clients a lot better than them. They get to focus on the big enterprise clients with 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 users per organization, and they want to offload all that management to CSPs like SureWeb. And we're really focusing on the people that used to be on the advisor program today to make sure that they understand making that switch is just upside
for them and for you. So also, how ShowUp can help? Well, free sales operation coordinator assistant. Well, that is me.
Hey, what's your title again? Yeah.
So we're probably going to speak together. Either if it's for you need assistance to go through, see how it works for the end client or for you, or simply for us to do it on your behalf. That's that is very interesting for you. And as it's written, it's all the technical part that you don't need to take care of if you don't have time for that.
Exactly. Like we'll adapt to how you want to do it. There's like 2 types of people when it comes to this. There's the people, I want to know what are you doing? I want to see it.
Absolutely.
Do it with me. We'll help you with that. And we have people like, I don't care. I don't want to. If I don't see that portal ever again in my life, I'll be happy do it for me, we'll do that for you as well.
That's true, absolutely. We've seen the tools a little bit earlier. There's the, you need to find a good portal which is easy to use. For sure, the Cumulus portal that you can just sign up, it's free, no commitment, you can check it out, go through it, and even have an account manager to help you go through it just to understand how it works. But even if you don't need someone, it's so friendly user. This is one of the tools that ease the pain of transferring those clients, but also there is an import tool that you can only find with SureWeb also, and the how-to videos on YouTube. And yes, we're going to help you the whole way there.
Yeah, we understand a lot of people are visual as well, and being told or have written instructions, that's fine and all, but we have how-to videos, so you can watch the video, you can pause it, whenever you're like, well, wait, what did they do? But even then, it's pretty simple anyway. And again, we do have things that we want to send to you to help talk to your clients to make the transition smoother.
Exactly. But now, Alex, all those highlights are great for the end client, also for them. But what's the first reason why a partner would want to move his client and go, for example, through a CSP like SureWeb? So talk to me about money.
Really, I thought it was just because they were kind and they thought we were nice people, and they were like, oh, Canadians, Justin Trudeau's on the cover of Rolling Stone, so obviously we're having an impact, right? But no, it's money. It's all about the money. And we made a nice little graph again for you visual people to say, well, say you don't transfer and you keep you keep the status quo. You don't do anything. You keep your licenses at Microsoft. Well, your cumulative revenue, that started in 2015, kind of capped off back in June, of this year, and is staying there. By switching to SureWeb, this little blue bar above, you're going to get that 15% that first year, and then we've even added, an extra year just to show, even with the 5%, it still climbs. Over the course, of 2 years, that's an extra $3,300 in your pocket. Again, by doing nothing. You have nothing different to do. You don't have to, jump through special hoops and answer, and there's no minimum, there's no quotas, there's no annual fees, contracts, or anything like that. You just make that switch, and in 2 years you'll have $3,300 more than if you had stayed with Microsoft.
And that was based on the 3% that's not even there anymore. So it's really at $0 versus making money.
Exactly.
So what are the different type of partnership that a client can have with their CSP, and what's the difference there?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, even though we are focusing on advisors today, we really want to use that time, we're very grateful to have that time to just give you a little bit of a better idea of the different programs that we have, because we understand, not all, companies work the same way, and especially in technology and the cloud. You can create your own model, however you want. We have three different models that we use based on how you want to deal with your customers. So the first program is the advisor program, which is what we're really talking about today. Mm-hmm. For the ownership, we will own the licenses that you're transferring over. We will bill the customer. We will support the customer. You'll see our branding on there. And just one thing I want to mention that's not on there, you will still retain partner of record if you are partner of record for your client. So any perks you are getting for having those seats under your MPN ID, you will continue to have with us.
So the advisor program is not the same, or was not the same at Microsoft than SureWeb, meaning that we take care of the technical support and the billing, and you make money on top of that and keeping your perks at Microsoft.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yep. And we wanted to have at the bottom to show that even with the advisor program, there's always two scenarios. One is brand new business. They were using snail mail, they were using carrier pigeons, and all of a sudden they woke up and they're like, hey, we need Office 365. Well, the profits is the 150% one time and then 7% monthly commission. But mostly right now it's the people that are already on Office 365, You transfer them over, and you get that 15% first year, 5% lifetime after that. It is for a limited time, just like Microsoft, right? At first, a couple of years ago, they used to give money. Now they no longer give money. We're likely going to go the same route. Right now, we're saying this is a great time to increase our market share in the CSP world, and we're going to be very aggressive and offer these, amazing rebates. I mean, you don't have to do anything. We'll give you 15%. Find another industry that'll do that. I don't think there's one legal one. And but we'll stop that, at some points once we find that, we've achieved our goals. So don't just wait, for a long time. I mean, it's not, tomorrow that we'll stop, but it's definitely not going on forever. And you're making no money right now anyway.
Let's say you want to keep the billing because you want your name to be there, sorry, every month when they receive their bills, but you don't have time to take care of the technical support, which you didn't do probably before. They would call directly with Microsoft, and you want to offer, great support.
Mm-hmm.
How does it work?
Well, it's the second model. You've described it perfectly. Most people that are going into the MSP model, whether they used to be VARs or they used to be on their own, they understand the value of owning the billing of your customers, because you get to move the conversation from how much money you can make from a license to how much your users are earning you profits. It's a per user, and the per user has no cap. There's no ceiling. You can charge whatever you want per user as long as you justify it, obviously. But whenever you're dealing with just the licenses, like with the advisor program, 15% is great, and it's probably best in the field that you can get. But you're still basing that off of the price of the license. So once you understand that reality, that owning the billing is an incredible value, but you're not ready, like you just said, to have that 24/7 customer support. Hey, you want to be that first line of defense during the office hours, but at 3 in the morning, call somebody else. So we're there. We'll be there at 3 in the morning. Not that there isn't nothing to do in Canada, but we'll be there at 3 in the morning for your clients for that. The discount of the license, as you see, it's as if you are in year 2 already. It's 5% off. But again, you say, what? Only 5%? You have that reaction only if you don't understand the extra value that you get from owning the billing of your clients. Ask us about it. We'll explain it to you. We'll give you some concrete examples, and then you can understand. You can move to that level as well.
Absolutely. Yes, and you could even tell your client that they can call you from X to Y hour, and then the rest of the time they call SureWeb, and show them that we work together to get them the best support ever.
Yeah, and finally the last program is, and the most popular program, the overwhelming majority of our partners choose the white label program. Again, you will own the customer billing, so this is that value that you're getting. You're only going to see your brand. We're going to be completely invisible to your clients. You will have the support from us. Our sysadmins, level 3s, will be there for you. You'll have a VIP support line to call us 24/7, and you'll be in charge of supporting your clients. If you're not ready to support your clients fully, but really want that white label service, we can offer what we call valet services. We will do customer support to your customers and answer as your company. The profits from that one, again, depending on volume, you can get up to 15% discount off of Microsoft price. That same great discount we gave to advisors, but this is only what you're making off of the license. Because you own the customer billing, because you're white label, you do want to add your professional services, to that bill. So the profits that you can make per user are the highest under the white label program. So far, so good? So
far, very good, Alex. I want to go just pretty fast. Yeah, valet services.
It's new.
As you said, and there is still going to be yeah, exactly. It's going to evolve over the time, meaning that we are following what's going on in the market also, and always want to be there first. We were born in the cloud, and there's really a mentality also with SureWeb that goes that, always want to
Yeah, and we'll work
people.
with you. That's the thing. You get your account manager here. We jump in. We're part of your team. We'll look at your business. We see what your goals are. A lot of companies right now are kind of been blindsided by Microsoft not giving them any money anymore. Their long-term goal is to be white label and offer that support. They're just not ready right now. With us, it's like, hey, just move over to Advisor right now. We're buying you 12 months of worry-free profits for you to really put that plan in action after a year. Then you can move from Advisor to white label. We'll work with you. We won't,
That's a very good point, Alex, and I'm going to go a little bit further with that. You can even have two different types of partnership in the same time, depending what clients you have. You had big clients, you want to keep the relationship there. It's really important for you to show them that you take care 100% of the time for everything that's regarding to their licenses or services. It goes through you. You have new little clients, you don't have time to do that, or you want us to help you with that. It's really designed to be focused on partners. That's really the main focus of SureWeb. Partners first. How to transfer clients easily. I want to go through that part pretty fast because...
Have you ever done that before?
I've done 1,000 and 1,000 of transfer. Only today, I think it's 2,000 seats only today. And there's more coming to the end of the day. So I really want to go through that to show you who SureWeb is, what's the difference here, but I want to go fast because it's only information for you to know who we are and what we do. So there are, we're going to see also the technical details there of
I can go, just quickly.
Yeah,
to
so
show
it's an
all the
entire
images.
team, absolutely. You, dedicated account manager, who's going to take care of you. It's dedicated account manager. So that's pretty awesome. Always one person to call, whatever happens. Even for tech support, you can call him. He's gonna open a check ticket there. Migration team, of course, free for partners and clients. Pre-sales solutions architect, I'm going to call it, because yes, it's solution expert. You can speak with them before onboarding the client. You have questions before they can client
Hello?
on your behalf.
Yeah, Marie and Alex, do you mind if I break in for just a moment?
Sure. Hi.
Okay, thank you. We're at midpoint. I always kind of raise my hand at midpoint. Some people join the webinar a little bit later, and I totally get that. Maybe
They missed out on the free pizza.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, folks, you're on the SureWeb webinar today. It's our weekly webinar, and it's really timely because it's a topic that dominated some conversations at Microsoft Inspire in Washington, D.C. a few weeks ago with the end of the Cloud Advisor program, the CSP program, etc. So perfect timing. And we're walking through the conversations on that. I'm getting a lot of questions. Some I will probably have to hand over to the presenters to answer offline. I've got a couple paragraphs from one or two people that might take too long to read on the radio.
But that's good. That means they have passion. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an active crowd. So I'll do the best I can, folks. Bear with me. To Jim Sterling out there, yes, this is being recorded. Jim is indicating his audio. The audio may not be perfect, and Jim, thank you for that feedback, and it is being recorded so you can play it again. Further in the housekeeping department, just FYI, I'm in Austin all next week at CompTIA ChannelCon if you would like to join me. There's some parties. I have a booth there, so let me know. And then we have 3 webinars I'm aware of in August that relate. 2 of them are on SharePoint security, and then one of them is from our friends over at GoDaddy. So with that said, let's jump back into the good stuff. Alex and Marie, go ahead and take it.
Okay, but so far so good. So
we can go through and take a couple of questions if you see that it's information that,
okay.
Are relevant to go further and keep them in the loop.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let me pick a couple here. Tricia Sutton is.
While you're searching, I just wanna plug the fact that we'll also be there at Telecom. We'll be booth 708. Did I read that correctly?
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. We'll just have a party. No, that's great. I'll stop by. Now, will the two of you be there, or will it be your colleagues?
It should be my colleagues. I believe it's going to be Anthony. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Anthony Graziano. You may have met him before. Just world-class guy.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. No, cool. Let's do the let's knock out a couple, and then we'll get back to the lecture. So, let's see. Tricia, I think they answered one of them. Just bear with me. Okay, my question on indirect was answered. Okay, so I don't need to ask that. Okay, so here's another one from Tricia. And I start. With Office 365, it depended on the timing of the transfer with the client's billing cycle. Microsoft sometimes has to issue credits. Does what you say about seamless transfer apply when changing from another distributor? So we're talking about transferring, we're talking about timing. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. The only thing I want to clarify when they're saying coming from another distributor, we can only vouch for coming from Microsoft directly. Whenever you are coming from a different distributor, it's incredibly important to make sure you know what billing cycle they are on, if they are under any type of contract, if there's any type of penalties for leaving that contract. The only thing that we can vouch for, again, is with Microsoft. And the way it works is that as soon as you cancel your Office 365 license that used to be with Microsoft, the admin of that account will receive an email saying, you have canceled your license. If you want to, re-register or renew it, here's the link to it. If you are entitled for a refund, it will be processed within 60 days. So they kind of issue you that receipt that says, you will get a refund in 60 days for whatever you had been, pre-billed for the services that we had provided. So there's never any issue of potential double billing, because whenever the transfer is done, it's done within the same minute, and the refund is done prorated to the day from Microsoft.
Okay. Shout out from Susan. She's a fan of Justin Trudeau. Thank you, Susan. Tricia asked, is that an actual 15% commission, or is it 15% off the retail price? From Tricia.
Well, it's actually the same thing in the sense that, say right now you had business premium $12.50 with the annual price from Microsoft, and you switched it over to SureWeb, the client would still be charged $12.50 monthly. No longer would there be an annual contract, for them, and you would get 15% off of $12.50 per month for a full year.
So it's matching Microsoft pricing when they come from Microsoft, from wherever they come from, Canada, US, or even somewhere else in the world. We match the price that they already have. So
Okay.
it's, yes, a 15% on that.
Yeah, but that's a good question, because, say some companies like, yeah, we'll give you 15%, but we'll jack up the price, an extra $2, $3. So there you go, there's your commission, But for us, it's really the exact same price for the client that are paying right now. You will make 15% off of that.
Good question.
Oh, I wish I had a prize. Trisha's asking the really good question. Trisha, if you're in Austin at CompTIA, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Trisha. I'm going to bring some of those old bike jackets that say SMB Nation, and if you're in Austin at CompTIA, come by the booth. I'm going to give you one, okay? Literally. I do have some booth toys. Today I don't have toys. But moving on, we hear from Todd Rogers. We'll knock out two more questions and then continue. Todd Rogers asked, what is the incentive for customers to move the billing? Microsoft has excellent support for our customers. I understand that we are losing commissions and are not happy about this, but getting customers to move is not so easy when nothing is broken from their standpoint. So that's from Todd.
Well, again, that's another excellent question, and we completely understand that reality. I even mentioned that at the beginning, that for the end users, the clients are like, well, nothing's broken, everything's fine. Why should we switch? We've come up with some email templates, some conversational topics, some talking points for you to go with your to go over with your clients. They're not scripts. You can't just read them off. It's really your clients, and you know which point will work better with them. First thing I want to mention is that if you're saying that you're getting great customer support, free customer support from Microsoft, go buy a lottery ticket today, because you are one of very few that is having that type of response from Microsoft. We personally, this is not like bashing, but it's we have to deal with Microsoft on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
We go on their chat, we call their customer support for different things that we're trying to find out for our partners, and it's like, yes, there are some great people over there, that work very, very well, but it's not the majority.
So,
well, I
yeah.
was going to say, I feel your pain. I live out in
Exactly.
Seattle. I pretty much interface with Microsoft. I don't know about daily, but certainly weekly. And one thought, folks, in all seriousness, go to smbnation.com and you will see 2 recent blogs that I put up about the end of life of SBS 5 years ago, and shelter in place. So some changes coming in Cindy Bates' group in the U.S. sub. 2 blogs on smbnation.com under analysis, and that's a good place to get some perspective on working with Microsoft right here, right now. Don't want to take a left turn and go down that rabbit hole. Let's see if I can find one more question. Tricia Tricia says she's going to find someone to come by the booth in Austin to pick.
Well, there you go.
Okay, that's fine, Tricia. Tricia, for now, the last question before we get to the good stuff. Please be sure to talk about end-user support under the program and how customers access support and are validated as eligible for the support. So, how does Sally, the legal secretary, call in and get end-user support, my friends?
Well, that's one of the things that Microsoft has done right, is that everyone that's on Office 365, their email address is pretty much their user ID. So as long as the person that's calling in knows their own email address when they're talking to our support, we will find them instantly, and we'll be able to validate instantly that this email address is under the bigger umbrella of all the ones that are under SureWeb. So that's the first one, to make sure that we'll know for sure that this is a client that we can support. And the reason we want to make sure that these are clients that we can support is because whenever you are transferring clients over to us, even though you are staying the partner of record, if you are a Microsoft partner, it gives us delegated admin rights to your Office 365 portal. So that means that our experts are able to, actually help the end users as if they were, right next to them, saying, oh, have you tried this on your computer, that on your computer? So it is something that they're able to do. Whenever you make that transfer, we'll give you the toll-free number to call 24/7. Our website, sureweb.com, whenever you go on there, a little window will pop up. Do you want to chat? Do you want to do support and sales and this and that? You can email us as well. We have a nice little prepared document that you can forward to all your users whenever you've transferred over, to say, from now on, if you need tech support, call this number, send this email, or go to this website 24/7.
And if
Okay.
I'm going to go a little bit further. Also, they have access, or they will have access to the portal, so they can manage directly, and so much more easier than through the Microsoft portal, their own licenses. So that's really a huge perk for the end client, because both portal are speaking together.
We don't want to give all of that away. Call us. We'll tell you exactly.
So there's a lot of perks there. So.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, we have just under 15 minutes left, and I do have about 5 or 6 questions. I'm going to hold those to the end, so Gant, Thomas, Tricia, if you could stay patient with me. Sure, Webb, if you guys want to jump back into the slides, and again, we are starting to bump into some time constraints. Thank you very much.
So thank you. As I was saying, there is an entire team that can help you transfer tech support, solution architects, migration team, dedicated account manager who can be always the same person that you speak with that knows your history, so you don't need to go through something new every time. And they can just take also your brand directly and talking to your client, even the dedicated account manager, talking to your client to deal with them and answering questions that you wouldn't. Yes. You didn't see it's a girl also. And manage marketing, email, and website. So stay tuned. That is an upcoming perks here at SureWeb. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, we feel that that's the next step for us to really, kind of cement that relationship with our partners and offer, like just top of the line marketing, emails, website, and things like that that partners want but don't have the time to do on their own.
Perfect. So what am I doing? Explaining a little bit. So all the technical aspect, plan the transfers. You have a lot of clients. You want to know timeline, how much money you're going to make at the end. This is all things that I can go through with you, training one-on-one, CSP transfer with you and on your behalf. There's a lot of resources from the partner toolbox that we haven't speak now. It's kind of, I could say, ad that you can use for yourself, people internally, to give them more information to onboard new clients also about the different cloud services that you can sell, but also you can even put your brand on it. It's white label. You can put your brand on it, put your colors, and even put that on your website. Mm-hmm. Transfer clients, 2 options very fast. First, you can create a client directly in the portal. And this, by the way, is print screen directly of the Cumulus portal. So as you see, you just click on your client and put the organization name, that's it. Or the other one is that they can, go directly on the website and
just fill their shopping cart.
Register, put their, yes, that is, if it's for an advisor model. And remember, the advisor model at SureWeb is not the exact same thing as Microsoft. And the second option, so easy, the import tool that we spoke a little bit before, that's it. You click on it, you import the spreadsheet of all your clients from Microsoft, there it is.
Yeah, no, it's a great tool that only our partners have access to. So it's definitely something that can save you a lot of time for the people that want to do that want to do those transfers themselves.
Absolutely, and again, no commitment to register. You just try it. You like it, go on. You don't, no problem. But you will like it for sure. Automatic Office 365 client import tool. There are also videos to go there. So it's even much more than just a team. It's even much more than a wonderful team. It's also all the information that goes with it. That you can show to your client to help them understand what's going to happen, even technically. So summary steps. I'm not going to go through them. It's 6 steps. Really easy. Some are only click there and the transfer start right away. So I'm not going to go through that because it's very user friendly.
Yeah, it speaks for itself.
Exactly.
That's the transfer. There you go.
Exactly. Thanks. So that's it. What about Microsoft competencies recognition? As Alex says a little bit before, the partner network ID, your MPN ID, remain intact, so you keep the perks that you had with Microsoft.
Yeah, if you're getting some action packs because you have 300 users, you're still going to get those same action packs. You're still going to get that same recognition. You're still going to have access to all the learning portals from Microsoft. Again, it's just simply better than what you're doing right now.
Absolutely. And you earn new competencies, so that's pretty great. So you do enter simply your Microsoft partner network ID when you sign in, and there it is in your profile. That is a print screen, also again from the Cumulus portal, SureWeb portal. Tips and pitfalls to avoid. That's pretty good for you, but that's pretty good for, you know, whatever CSP you choose at the end.
Yeah, one thing to know for the ones that are coming directly from Microsoft and you want to use the automated transfer, you know, for the advisor program, the licenses have to be 3 months old.
Absolutely, and you know, if you want to transfer a client, I'm going to go there and say in the pitfalls, what's the hardest thing to do is get the credit card of the end client if you don't already have it. That really has been the biggest challenge that I had onboarding those clients, but we're there to help you again. We have a wonderful template email that explains that you can twist it so it's going to look more like your colors or the way you would pitch it, but there's a bunch of tools there that I don't want to go in too much deeper, but that definitively will help you to get those credit cards if we don't help you or do it even on your behalf.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's on the export list, you have to switch to make sure that it's lifetime. Again, this is just a technical pitfall, and before you do it yourself, just make sure you're in contact with your account manager or with Marie, and they'll show you how to fix that.
No penalties for license program switch.
Yeah, whenever you do cancel those licenses, if you only read diagonally, like pretty much everyone here does, you have to kind of, you see like, hey, wait a second, am I saying, oh, they're canceling my license, I'm going to get a penalty? But if you actually read it fully, you'll see, no, you're switching the licensing program, so you're not going to get a penalty. And in fact, whenever you read initially that it was a penalty, if you read carefully, it's actually telling you you're going to get a refund.
Prorated refund,
yeah.
Absolutely, and same thing for SureWeb. You're only going to pay for what you use. You sign in the middle of the month, and let's say your billing model start at the first of the month, you only pay for half the month. Same thing if you downgrade the licenses. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, one thing that holds us up sometimes, getting those credentials with Global Admin, because it's not every single user in a company, thankfully, that can authorize this CSP transfer. So you have to make sure you find that user with Global Admin rights. Usually by default, it's called admin at yourcompany.onmicrosoft.com. But just something to make sure you check.
A little tip. Don't forget at the end, wherever you're going to move, to cancel your subscriptions. If you come to SureWeb, we will remind you of that.
Yeah.
If you don't, just don't forget to cancel after, because you don't want the end client to be double billed. No need to use the tools. If you have a few clients, that's really much, that's more SureWeb. It's so easy and fast to create a client. You don't even need to use the import tool, 6 steps that I show you to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to rent a moving truck to move a chair, right? So you don't need to use the tools. If you only have a few clients, just let us know. We'll show you how to do it manually. It's nice.
Absolutely, and the secret weapon always, your account manager like Alex is an account manager.
Yes.
Little tip there, use them.
One thing we want to go a little bit over, we're not going to give away, all of our, secret sauce and all of that, but whenever you want to talk to your clients, and this is going to address that question from before as well, like one thing that we find that has had a lot of success is whenever you're talking to them, you want to adopt an informative tone. You want to tell them, hey, as we're always trying to strive to improve your programs, we just want to let you know that this is happening. We're making a switch. We're going to need your credit card again so that we can enter it with a new partner. This is a matter of fact thing. This is not something that they can contest, that they can say, hey, wait a minute, what's happening? You just want to, let them know, heads up, we're making that change. That works a lot.
Absolutely.
Also, that it's something coming from Microsoft, which is the absolute truth. As I said earlier in this webinar, this is Microsoft realizing that for these smaller organizations, and small to Microsoft is less than 1,000 users per organization, they feel that these CSPs like SureWeb are much better equipped to deal not only with the partners, but with the end users, the licensing, and all of that.
They are focusing on something else. And that's why they end the advisor program. That is the biggest argument to use when you speak with your client, I would say, to start the conversation.
the message that the admin receives about, getting their refund, if they read it diagonally, they're going to see, wait, your license is being expired, what's going on, and they may get alarmed. One good practice, you just let them know ahead of time, disregard this message that you're about to receive. It's just a confirmation that your license is being transferred over and that you will receive a refund.
And if you come with SureWeb, I'm going to show you where the emails are so that you can even disable them. Only for the time that you transfer the licenses, they won't even have to receive that email.
And they don't deserve it.
That's wonderful. So it's simple, easy, monthly billing, prorated, pay per use, pay for what you use. Suggested email template, we're not going to go through that because unfortunately we don't have the time to do that, but it's really something that you can read a little
just
bit.
To give you an idea that we're not kidding, we have a whole bunch of templates that you can use.
Right.
You just kind of plug in your name here and there and it works great. These are things that are available to you that you can download from a special part of our website available to partners to be able to do them on your own time whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. And always the resource from the toolbox that is really good.
We're going to leave this slide over. We're not going to say anything. We're just going to leave that there just so that people can,
Exactly.
go to our website and see what the number is, just let that sink in, and I think we're up to the part where it's questions and answers. So you've been saving those up for us, right?
Yeah, we got a couple. Here's the good news. We plowed through most of them at midpoint, and we are at time, so this actually works out well. Folks, to the two presenters, you'll be receiving a report with the questions, and you may, if you wouldn't mind, please, reviewing that. We may have missed one or two. I think Tricia had one or two I haven't covered. And if you could reply individually, you'll be receiving that report from Chinny shortly. Folks, there is a recording of the webinar. You'll get a thank you tomorrow so you can rewatch this. But let's knock them out. We have Todd and Gap both asking, I'll read Todd's version of this, but it's basically the same question. Can you work with clients that are not-for-profits? The not-for-profit pricing either direct or via TechSoup. So do you have any consideration for not-for-profit clients?
We love non-for-profit. We think that it's a very important aspect of society. And I think, my hat's off to people, working in those organizations. It's amazing. Unfortunately, Microsoft does not allow the nonprofit licenses to be transferred over to CSP yet. We're putting a lot of pressure on them as much as we can. We can do everything else but own the license. So you are allowed to use our service for migrations, that we offer, the white label migrations to get people on there. It's just that we're unable to have them as of today. Hey, feel free to email Microsoft every day to say, when are you going to give that to CSP? When are you going to give that to CSP? It's just going to add to the pressure that we're already putting on them. We used to not be able to do a lot of the things. This is the last one that's left. We've won over government. We've won over education. All that we have left is nonprofit. Okay? Yeah?
Okay. Yep. I got on mute out of courtesy.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, we'll take this one. Again, it's a little bit lengthy, but we'll take one more from Tricia. And it says, FYI, in my experience, I handle lots of micro clients, less than 10 people, often just 1 or 2 users. They tend to be on the annual program and will change as long as we time things with the annual renewal. Others are happy to change when they have had a deal with when they've had to deal with Microsoft support directly and want something different. Okay, so far so good. End user support has been the biggest nuisance. Had to involve admins in the past. Those are some I think those are more comments.
Okay.
Thank you, Tricia, for offering your analysis. But folks, do you want to reply?
Well, it's just that, she's saying, what I'm used to hearing and what I'm used to dealing with Microsoft support. Again, you can find that, land on that gem that, will know things and answer you right away. But most of the time, it's pretty much frustrating dealing with Microsoft support, the free support that that they offer. You'll find that coming to us is going to be night and day from what you're used to. And the thing that I want to stress is that the yearly licensing that you have with Microsoft, if you had, even if you renewed just last month, and that now you want to transfer them over, they will get refunded from that. That's one thing for micro clients that's very appealing, is that they were stuck, trying to save some money. They were stuck in yearly contracts. They couldn't scale up and down as they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they added a new license, it would create a new billing cycle. They'd get like 3, 4, 7 different bills from Microsoft each month. It was a complete nightmare. Switching over to SureWeb, just monthly licenses, scale up and down however you want. If you want to take 2 months off in the summer, go to Burning Man, or go to Austin, and see Southwest by, whatever you want to do, you're not under contract. It's very easy to switch up and down with SureWeb. If you don't know how to do it, we'll do it for you, and again, our support is rated by what's called an NP score. And an NP score, to get the high NP score, whenever they ask you from 1 to 10, only the 10s are counted, meaning like you would recommend this service to somebody else. And the way our NP score is that it's twice the industry average. Mm-hmm. So we're not just good, we're really, really good on customer support.
There you go. Hey, last one snuck in. Amgad Fod asked. This will be the last question, and then folks back to the salt mine. Can you support migration from Lotus Notes to Exchange Online? Lotus Notes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
That was easy, right? Answers. Whenever you want to do a type of migration, we send you a migration form, and you'll see on the migration form the source. There is a checkbox for Lotus Notes, so it's there.
There we go. All right. Well, folks, great, really good audience today. Boy, really, really interactive. A couple questions. Forgive me if I missed a question along the way. We'll have the presenters answer those offline. I just saw up on Slack that Jenny has told me we're booth 112. So booth 112 next week at CompTIA ChannelCon. If you want to stop by and see myself and a couple of SMB Nation members who are helping me out. SureWeb, what booth are you again, SureWeb, next week?
708.
708? Good. Well, they're keeping us way apart. I like, no.
Well, it's probably just bars between us, so we'll eventually just get there.
Oh, and you can,
right.
you can practice. You can practice your French if you want there too. There's going to be a Guillaume there, so Anthony and Guillaume. I know that's pretty hard.
There we go.
French than that.
Well, parlez-vous français. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and have a great, great day, folks. Back to the salt mine. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.